Hey, welcome back. We're getting ready to start mission 2. So let me grab my pen here. So we're going to do mission 2. It is 1943 early, and of course we're Germany North. And we need to figure out the map we're going to do. And here's my thoughts. We had a wonderful opportunity with this inbound map that we squandered. And we didn't do it. It's not like you guys made any choices. I squandered it. But the biggest thing that I squandered was I didn't allow myself to have enough tactical points to overcome the situation where the escorts were there. And so then the escorts ruined my day. So here you can see I have 26 points. Minus 7 plus 5, so that means I have 24. So I can modify the die roll 3 times. So here's my thoughts. I can make sure that it's an inbound map. I can make sure I get maximum OP. And then I can make sure the escorts go away. And then all I have to do is to be smart and make sure I save the 2 tactical points so we can delay our entry by 2 turns. And by delaying our entry by 2 turns, that'll prevent the escorts from harming us. That's all I got to do. And that'll be 21 of my points spent. And then, I got to make the most of that that situation. Now, it's going to take a long time to get 21 points back. However, if I'm having the kind of mission that I'm expecting to have, where I'm thinking I'm going to get 10 victory points. I'm going to down 5 bombers, right? So in order to have that kind of day, if I'm downing 5 bombers, I'm getting 10 of those experience points back, because 5 times 2 is 10. So that's the idea. You got to sort of spend money to make money, right? And that's where my mind is. And I got to get serious. I mean, this is a game that I claim that I'm good at. And then of course I want to show you guys my tips, my secrets, and what it is that, I do to try to overcome some of the challenges, because there is a lot of luck to this game. And I know that can really frustrate some people, because people don't like games that are swingy with the luck department. But I think what I'm trying to show, though, is yes, there's luck to this game, but one of the things that fascinates me about this game is that there's so many mitigations to that luck. And you have to pick and choose when to use it, those mitigations. And it's almost like you have to let yourself get beaten and beaten and beaten. And then you just sort of emerge from like a phoenix from the ashes. And then all of a sudden, you're just beating them back. So let's see if this strategy works. And a lot of this is going to be dictated by, what map we're going to get. So are we going to get this map 2, or am I going to get something even harder? So let's find out right now. And hopefully that little speech has everybody pumped up. We're ready. All right, let's go here. Remember, we're 43 early. This is all of our choices. We're along the top, Germany North. So we had map number 2 last time, but it's possible we could get map number 3, which would be deadly. And then 9 and 10, I'm just excited to try them. Map 5 and map 6, just because we've never seen those. And then we could still get a map 1. So let's find out. And we get map 1. So that means that maybe we don't go bonkers yet. Map 1 is not worth going. Map 2 is the one we go bonkers on. Map 1 is not a bonkers map. And if you don't remember map 1 after all those playthroughs we just did so far, map 1 is just one single element. And it does have 1, 2, 3, 4 bombers in it. This one actually has 5. Let's see which one we're doing. We're doing the even one. So we're going to have 4 bombers. And you could say, well, Jeff, 4 times 2 is 8. If you get all 4 of those, that's 8 victory points. That is true. That is true. I guess you could argue that this is actually our best shot. It just seems like it would be massively overkill You know what I'm going to do? I think this is an opportunity to just score some good points regardless, because this is a very easy map to do. So I think I'm going to hold off, and we're going to do our big mega strategy, Phoenix from the Ashes, a little bit later. Gosh, that is a tough choice. But let's grab the sheet, and maybe we'll get lucky and we'll roll inbound anyways, right? There's no reason we can't. I mean, if I get there's a 30% chance, right? And there it is. Look at this. I rolled a 2. Guess what I just got? Inbound. Okay, now I'm willing to maybe spend some points. So now I'm willing to spend some points. Let's see what I roll for here. Because I think the way the points thing works is I can roll to see what it is and then change it. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. And I rolled a 1, which is awful. That would have been 4 OP. So yes, I will spend 7. So I'm writing down a -7 right now for the Staffel. And so we just changed that to 12. And here we go. We're doing 12 again. And remember, we have to choose our staff. So there's 4, 8. Here's the 3 cannons. Here's the 8 bombs. Do I really need 8 bombs? I mean, my gosh, that's going to be crazy to have 8 bombs against those. But let's do it, right? Why wouldn't we? I mean, let's get 2, 4, 6, 8 victory points. I mean, that's the maximum we can get other than maybe the vector map. So let's do it. So this is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's 7 of my points. And then if I get, we got to see if Barr got out of the wounded. He did not. So 7 points. Here's an expert for 8, and here's an expert for 9. And we got 3 cannons, so we'll grab Frey and Aaron for 10 and 11. And then let's get Obleaser for 12. So there we go. That's our 12 right there. 12 points. And then we'll be able to grab 2 more guys because of the way that this game always works. So now let's see what our escort situation is. I rolled a 7. That's actually decent. That's the second best for an inbound. It's L5P. So do I want to spend points on this one? The P means it's going to be the P-38s, so they're going to be a little better than the Spitfires. I think they are. Maybe they're not. Actually, they might not be. Because I think the L-38s are just, they're just longer range. That doesn't mean they're better. The problem is I need a lot of technical points to be able to, because they're going to be here for 5 turns. This means they're only there for 3 turns. I mean, do I really want to be cheap right now? That's what I'm contemplating. I'm contemplating, do I want to spend 7 points or do I want to be cheap? And the only reason I'm thinking of being cheap is because I want to do my mega attack on a bigger map instead of this tiny one. But escorts can ruin my day no matter how easy the map looks. That's my challenge. I'm thinking, okay, I'll spend 7 more. Just to save 2 turns. So I've spent 14 now. I'm going to turn that to an L3S. So it does change back to the Spitfires. And these are our guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of, let's do this one and this one. And then, like I said, so I don't forget, we're gonna roll. I rolled an 8, which is 2 forward, 3 below trailing, okay? Now, we're gonna try to make it so these guys never even get to take a turn, but that's at least the formation that they'll be at. And yeah, we're done. Okay, so we come here and we are doing map 1 again, but this time inbound. We've never done this one yet. So here we go. Rolled a 4, and so that bomber has a hit. Oh, I'm sorry, this is near target. We're on the wrong one. I rolled a 4, so nothing happened. And there is no anchor. The sun is on high flank. So it's over here. Then tactical points. Oh, we got an awful tactical point again. So it's 1 plus the 2 makes it 3. And then the flight limit is 5, which is 7 plus 2 is 9. Now, I could spend 7 more staff to get the tactical points up. I don't want to do that. I've already spent 14. And I want to have one more big push, not just this one. It is possible, like in this case, I rolled inbound naturally. And then, of course, it makes it easier. But yeah, let's stay focused. And let's do the vector map, which is... Where did I put that thing? Here we go. Let's find out if we're going to go to college or go straight into the workforce. I always go to college. So since I'm always going to college, we go ding, 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 and ding. Excuse me. So now we have 2 more fighters I get to add. So I'm going to add Ehlers and I believe Richter. Or no, we want to add somebody who already has some experience. Let's do Buttvargen. Okay, so they're added. Remember, we have 3 cannons. Those 3 cannons are going to go on the FW-190. So I'm actually going to take Ehlers back. And let me just look to see who has actual experience. Richter has 1 and Luce has 1. So I can't go wrong either way. We'll add Richter. Like that. All right, that's what we're doing. We're sending 4, 8, 12, 15 fighters up against a bomber formation that has 4 bombers. So is this overkill? It might be. But here we go. And now all that can get ruined by this. But let's at least do it. Roll for vectors. And that's a 17, which is awesome. Because a 17 is 2 straggler bombers. And then here's where it is so painful. I only have 3 tactical points. Okay, so I'm going to roll. It doesn't matter which one's which. But remember, I'm trying to roll evens, and I'm basically pulling out 2 bomber stragglers. And I got an even and an odd. So here's the 2 bomber stragglers. For the even, we get to draw 2. Here, I'm going to shake it up a little bit. All right. Here's 1 and 2, and then for the odd, we get 1. So he has an engine, and he has an engine. So that's 2 tactical points. That's 2 tactical points. That's actually the best outcome we could have asked for. And then we have a fuselage. So I can send 2 guys out after these bombers. I'm going to have 2 tactical points given to me. And what do I do? Well, I think I send the guys with the cannons because we've already showed how those cannons can be pretty powerful. And I have one guy that has aim, and so that's Ifland. And I'm going to send him after this guy who only has engine damage. And no, I'm not spending a single tactical point. He'll just use the 2 that's given to him. Okay. And then this next one, we're going to send Frey with a cannon after him. And so yes, these are 2 guys with cannons. And as you can see, I'm starting to specialize my FW-190s with their cannons to be the pursuers. And I'm using the BF-110s for my swarm. And then these guys are the going to be going in evasive and coming in at the oblique angles to try to help assist with the attack advantages. And of course I have another FW-190 here to chase them down with a cannon. And that is sort of where the strategy's, starting to merge. The fact that I rolled a 17 was just fabulous luck. If I can down both of these bombers, that's 4 more victory points, and that is excellent. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and move up. Now, when you're flying low, your evasion is actually better. So if we do get attacked by escorts, we have a better chance of evading if you're flying low. So what I might do is I might take just this one guy and move him low, so that way I can do that with the escort. So when the escort comes in, it's just going to be that. So we do a situation check, and I'm just checking one thing with this situation check. Yeah, so I only rolled dice once. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting that wrong. Okay, so I'm going to roll dice once. And like I said, high number the better. So this is a 9 and a 6. So we just got 15. And that's another bomber straggler. Holy buckets. This is turning out to be good. Let's see if we get even. No, we don't get an even. That part stinks. And here we go. Oh, it's another engine, which is what we need. So I'm going to send my 3rd cannon right after him. And there we go. We got 3 guys with cannons, all spending 0 TP. And I'm pausing the video. I need to take a quick break. All right, so maybe we try. Well, my little strategy was to put this guy in low. We can put the BF-110s. I mean, it doesn't even matter who is low. Like, there's no altitude advantage for being low, but we can flat out evade easier if we're low. So let's try that in case we do get intercepted here. Let's do the final roll. And I rolled a 6, which means we're getting intercepted. So that's exactly the situation that I was afraid of. Even, odd. So we're going to get this guy. Okay, so we can't get any altitude advantage at all. But my hope is I want to just evade completely. All right, so I can do a delay to get a +2 to my die roll, and I need a 9 to evade, which is better than the 10 if he was at the level. So let's hope we get that, something high. I got a 6. Gosh darn it. So if I delay, that only gets me up to an 8. And I don't think I'm allowed to delay twice. I would really like to. Or otherwise, we're going to be stuck and in a battle here. And I'm going to end up losing all those fighters. That's the problem. So I'm just doing one final check to make sure that when I roll, I can only get a delay marker. Okay, select a group that wishes to evade. Roll one die and compare to the number rolled. If equal or higher, evasion is successful. If less, the attempt fails. After rolling the die, you may attach one delay marker to gain an immediate +2. And that's it, just once. So I didn't roll high enough. I needed to get at least a 7. So I was one away. And yeah, now we got to do battle, which we already know is not going to be good. So he has altitude advantage on me. That's the problem with being low. So we're not higher than the escort. So our answer is no here. But we may be more than him. He has 3 of them, and we have 4. So the answer is yes. So we're on this row right here, and we're up against a Spitfire. And see here, the P-38s are a little bit easier. So the P-38 actually would have been a little better. But that's okay. We're going to do this row. And looking at this row, we have, as long as I can get a 6 or higher, I have a B result. And the B result's what we're hoping for. I've got a 7, okay? So with the 7, we got a flat out B. And this is a break off. That means that we have to lose as many BV points as this. So thankfully this is a low number. It's a 3. And that's pretty low. 2 I think is the lowest you can get. So I happen to have one expert here who's 3, who's going to break off. And that's my BV value. And then everybody else stays. So that's that. No victory points or anything earned by anybody because nothing actually got shot down. But that wasn't too bad to just lose 1. And here we are. We're getting ready to enter turn 1. We don't have any delays. Oh, I'm sorry. These guys are delayed. They're delayed because of the interception. So even though they get to stay, they're delayed, which is fine. Because remember, these are the guys that we want to be delayed anyways. All right. Before we move on to the map, we know that the escorts are exiting on turn 3. And so I'm going to spend 2 tactical points. So normally we would enter turn 1. I'm going to spend 2 tactical points, 1 for each delay, and we're going to enter the game on turn 3. So we'll be on mission turn 3, which they exit, so we don't even deal with them. I'm getting a little bit ahead because we've got to resolve a few other things, but I'm just trying to make sure you have a cohesive thought here. So whatever you see here will be a turn 3 entry. And I got to get this out of the way. So we're going to enter turn 3 with 8 guys right there low. Okay, and then these ones are delayed by a turn. So they will be here. They're not technically there, but you know what I mean. They'll enter the turn 1. They'll enter the next mission turn. Now, we only have 9 turns, and we're already at turn 3 by the time we start. So we're only going to have 6 turns to take out these bombers. That should be enough, and I'm actually going to reduce it by 1 turn because I want to get these tactical points up. So we're only going to have 5 turns because we're going to drop it down to 8. Okay, and I will show you as we get further if that's being confusing for you, but we have to do this part first. We have 3 bombers we need to try to shake down here. All 3 of these bombers are pretty fit. So this is not going to be easy. All right, so this guy's going to be on 2 because he has an engine damage. So let's roll for the engine damage first. Only a 10 would have knocked him out. A 9 would have knocked him out in 1942, but he's got a little tougher on the engine. All right, we're going to do our usual. Well, we get to roll for sun. The sun is 5. There is none. We're going to do our usual high nose, and we're going to come in determined to take him out. So here we go. We have a high nose with determined, and there's no threat So we're here. We have a gun jam. That is not good. The gun jam, what that means is I have to roll, and if I get an even, I still hit. If I get an odd, then the gun jams and I don't do any hits. It would be nice to get this one down here, even though that's actually a hit on us. But, oh, this is Ifland. Ifland has aim. Nope, that doesn't work. So the gun jam stinks. Let me just put it that way. That's really bad. And yeah, that's all we get. And this was a nose attack. All right, so now we're going to have to spend this. And I'm going to go here on tail level. The threat on tail level is 2. See that? So that's the problem with tail level, is it's got a lot higher threat. But tail level 2, I'm going to get 2 hits in with no ammo, and I have to roll an even, or otherwise my gun jams. And that's an 8, folks. You see it right there. Boy, is this... that was actually getting pretty nasty. All right, I get 3 hits, and you know why? Because I'm going to get 2 hits because of this, and then I get a 3rd hit because of his aim skill. So and then because he has a cannon, I'm going to be drawing 2 at a time, and so we're going to get 3 hits in, where I'm drawing cannon fire and I get to choose what the hits are going to be. This bomber's toast as far as I'm concerned, and unless we have the worst possible draws ever. So I'm very excited. We should be able to down this bomber. And this is where the cannons are really showing their mettle. All right, so let's get the first hit out of the way. We're going to draw with our cannon. And here's 1, and there's 2. So I take 2 wing damage or 1 gun damage. We're going to choose the 2 wing damage. And that actually causes a die roll, which doesn't kill the bomber. This goes back in the cup. So now we're going to do hit number 2. And we have fuselage. Now this means that the sun moved. So there's 1 gunner and another gunner. That stinks. So what the gunner does is that makes the threat level go down, but we're out of ammo, so that's not helpful. And now I'm no longer feeling good about this. Holy cow. 1 and 2. It's a wing and a wing, and we apply the wing, but now we're at the mercy of this die roll, or otherwise we don't get this. Because that was 1, 2, that's the 3 hits right there, and that's a poor roll. I can't believe it. This guy gets away. We had this thing dead to rights. Oh, come on. So we apply the 2 hits, just like it says. And yeah, the aim lets me get an extra hit. That is not good. It's the die rolls, too. I mean, you needed that to... Ah, come on. That was 2 victory points just wasted. This was a great opportunity. All right, he's out of ammo. So there's nothing we can do. He goes home empty-handed. We actually had another TP, so we could have gotten another attack in, and it didn't work out. All right, well, that's... I was getting all excited that this was going to turn into a huge victory point day, and so far, it's not. So here's another 2 TP. There's an engine damage and a fuselage of 1. And of course we have a cannon on Frey. I think we'll go high nose. Well, let's see where the sun is. Nowhere. Let's roll for the engine. Nothing. Okay, let's do high nose. High nose, there's a hit right there. This is Frey. So Frey does not have any skills, I don't think. No, he does not. But high nose is a hit. We ignore everything else. So here we go. He's got a cannon, so we get to draw 2. Maybe this time it'll be better for us. Here's the first one. There's a wing hit and an engine hit. Okay, this is going to be a tough choice. The wing hit is a 2. The engine hit is a 0. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do another engine hit. because a couple things happens. We get 3 more TP, and the 2 engine hits together make a better die roll opportunity for us. So that's what we'll do. And a 7 or better. There it is. There's a 10. So we destroyed the bomber. All right, so this time it worked. So Frey is going to get 2 experience points. He's up to 3. The staff is going to get 2 experience points. So we're at -12 instead of -14. And then we get 2 victory points because this is an inbound mission. And so Frey does go home. But that was a well done mission accomplished. We got 2 victory points out of that. All right, next one. We got an engine. This is Aaron's. We're going to do the same thing and go on 2. Nose high. No hit. So we're going to spend 1 TP and go level with a 2 threat there. Oh, we got to roll for sun. It's a 3. That means no sun. So 2 level is we get to ride the tail. So we're going to ride the tail and try again. And 2 level, we both get hit, but we do have our cannon, so let's make the most of it and see what happens to us as well. So here's the hit on us. We got an engine of 3. I rolled a 10, so that goes away. And now let's do the hit on the bomber. All right, I got 2, 1. There's a wing and an engine. And we're going to go with the engine damage. That gives us 3 more TP. And let's see if we get a 7. Nope, we got a 1. But we got the 3 more TP, that's the helpful part. Okay, so this 2 threat thing does change my attitude about stuff. Should I try a different angle? Like, should I try just coming in level cockpit? That costs 2 TP, though. It's more expensive. But I have... Yeah, let's do it. I have 4, so I'm going to spend 2, and let's do a level nose attack. A level nose, and we're getting hit. I could have done evasive, but I've never called that yet. So a level nose is at 0, so we get hit. So that was stupid of me. Didn't gain a thing out of that. So here we go. And we have a wing of 6, which that is a lot harder. And there's a 9, so we do avoid it. All right, so now I only have 2 TP left, and I'm going back to tail level. So let's see what we would have gotten last turn. Tail level 2, we get a hit, and now we're out of ammo. But we hit him, that's the important part. So right here, it's all or nothing, because we're out of ammo. So here's the first hit. It's a fuselage of 1, which is not good. Second hit is an engine. So we got a 3rd engine hit on him, which that's really our best shot. We're definitely going to take the engine hit. And it gives us 5 TP, which that, doesn't matter because we're out of ammo. But right here, a 4 to a 10 hits. So as long as I don't roll a 1, 2, or 3, we got him. And of course I roll a 3. Oh, come on. The luck is just, this is where the luck gets swingy on you. And it's like, geez Louise, what does a man need to do to get a break, or a woman? All right. Or Brunhilde. Okay. So we got 2 victory points out of the possible 6. And the 2 that got away really were in our sights. Like, we had them. So that's so disappointing. All right. So we are on mission turn 3. We do a move, and like I said, everybody goes onto the board. This guy's here, this stack's there. We do return, escort, recovery. So here's where we're going to do a regroup, and there's 8 of them here. So we're going to go up 8 to 9 tactical points, the flight limit goes down by 1. Okay, and then we're going to move to mission turn 4. All right, all 8 of these guys are moving to tail high. Oh no. Look, you can't do bombs on this map. Oh no. I didn't even pay attention. I'm sure somebody probably is typing angrily into the chat box. You can't do bombs on formation map 1. Whoever's thinking that is absolutely right. So these were 4 OPs. So let me just take those off. And for 4 OPs, I can get some more cannons. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. This is 3 of the 4 OPs. I can get 9 cannons. So here's 3 cannons, 6 cannons, 9 cannons, and sure, I'll spend my last everybody's got cannons. It's like Oprah. You got a cannon. You got a cannon. Everybody has a cannon. All right. Everybody's got one. Okay, so this is going to be a very obscure movie reference. Everybody wants some. Do you want some too? And yes, that is also a song. So that song, if you recognize the song, that song is your hint. But that song was used in a movie. And I'll even give you a hint that it was used in the opening scene of a movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. And I quote that one all the time. But I don't think I've ever quoted it in any of my videos in the entire, 3 years I've been doing this. So it's just, the quotes in that movie are so weird. But yes, it is a song. Everybody wants some. Do you want some too? And that's probably going to be a big hint because I think that's a pretty recognizable song. But that song was used in a movie. What's the name of that movie? There you go. And everybody wants a cannon. Do you want some too? That's like a Oprah thing. All right. So instead of going to drop their bombs, which they can't. Look, they can't drop their bombs. They're going to do the swarm tactic. So we're going to level like this. We're going tail level. Okay? And then we're going to be low oblique. All right, that's our move. Nothing else happens. And so now we're moving on to mission turn 5. Yes, we're running out of turns, so we got to get aggressive here, but we have no escorts to ruin our day. So we're going to do this in waves. Wave 1, BF-110s, 4 of them. Wave 2 is 4 more BF-110s. Okay, we're going to do 2 waves. We've never used waves before, at least I don't think so, but it's always been a rule. You can only send 6 pilots at a time, but you're allowed to send as much as you want. It's just 6 at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Buttfargen and Oblisser in wave 1, and then this guy's going to be in wave 2. Okay? Actually, I'm going to put 2 people in wave 2 and only 1 in wave 1. How about that? Jack. And what I probably should have done was gone over there where the sun is, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, well, what's this wave thing and why does that work? All it means is whenever we resolve the attack phase, I gotta do it once for wave 1, and then I gotta start back up at the top and do it again for wave 2. That's all sequentially. It's just basically you're gonna just do two rounds of attacks. Now, what that also means is like the first wave is gonna maybe down some bombers, and then the second wave is going to come in and try to clean them up. And that's the whole idea. We should down all 4 of these if everything goes right. But then again, we were supposed to down those other 2 bombers that got away too. So this game does still have a lot of that luck element that ruins your day. But if things go our way, we should be getting 8 victory points this turn. Okay. They should be downed, and then we're going to go hunt after them. But let's go. So for wave 1, these guys are coming in, and 1, 1, and 2. So we're going to have 2 of them here to attack him. And I already realized what my problem is. Yep, I already realized the problem. And so what I'm going to do is this one's going to go here, but that's not what my problem is. But this this swarm thing may not work on the second wave. But we're going to come in evasive here to go after him. And that's what we're going to do. All right. So I have 4 fighters of the same type. They're all determined and they're level. Just so you know, the BF-110s are level. All 4 of them. Oh, not high, just level. And then the Buttvargen's low. So that's going to qualify us for position. We're going to get Rada because I have 2 of the same type in the same space. And then we'll get Swarm if all 4 of those are there after the collision check. So the collision check is going to be against Buttvargen, our evasive BF-109. And the collision check is no impact, okay? I don't get to keep it on the board because he was evasive. But I do get all 3 of these advantages right now. So, where do I want to begin? This is actually a tough choice. The only way I can get Rada is to have 2 guys here attacking here. Because if I'm coming in from this oblique angle, from this side, the only time I have a rear tail plane that's also, you know, coming in from this is the only space that can occur. So if I'm going to go after this plane over here, I can't do that. So it's going to be harder to get the Rada advantage. And with that being said, I really should, this guy actually should be there, like that. Because I don't want to destroy this plane or this one. Like, I want them to be damaged, but I don't want them to be destroyed. These 2 I want to have destroyed. So I'm actually going to start with this guy right here. Because he only has a threat of 1, and he's coming in tail level. So tail level, threat of 1, we get a hit and we take a hit. Okay, so I'm gonna use position to cancel a hit, although I probably need to save one for Buttvargen. But we're gonna do a hit, and there is no. Oh, everybody has cannons, so we get to choose. So we have 2 of these coming out, and I have a wing and a fuselage, and I do get to look at both sides. So the fuselage has a chance of destroying it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one. And I did not. So we just did 2 damage to the bomber. This goes back in. And now I'm going to use one of the swarms and get another hit in. And because we have a cannon, we're just going to tear this thing up. So here's 2 more. I got an engine of 5, and that's the one I'm taking. So come on, 50% chance. There's a 9 right there. So this bomber falls. Mission turn 5, and he has an engine damage on him. But there's no guarantee he's dead. Now, here's the bad thing. It's a BF-110, so I don't get victory points for a pilot. But I do get 1 experience point for the staff. So pilots get nothing, because it was a BF-110, but the staff is fine. And, oh, I just realized something. The BF-110 has a +1 on him, so he would have been here. He would have taken a hit, and it would have just been ride the tail. Because he has a +1 on him. And so then he would have done this, where he did 2 hits. So we did not use a swarm. You know, we just did 2 normal hits, but he takes another hit. So let's do the hit on him. And the hit that he gets is a cockpit. All right, did that make sense? The BF-110 has a +1 on him, which means that there's a 2 threat here, not a 1. So when I drew the first card, I assumed he got hit and did a damage. That was not true. He just did a hit and he had ride the tail. That lets him draw another card. When we played this out, we did 1 damage and then we used 1 Schwarm to knock down the bomber. So that was 2 hits that we used. Okay. Well, the second card had 2 hits on it, so I didn't have to use a Schwarm. I still took down the bomber just like we did, but now I have to resolve 1 2 hits. This one I canceled with the position skill. This one I actually took the hit. It's got the cockpit 5 on him. All right, so that's where he's at. And then we have to do continuing fire. And we always said if we're in a skies map, we're going to use skies cards. So that's what this is. And, oh, I had to say where he's going. See, they're coming in this way. I would have made them go to the nose, but where in the nose? I think we said that diving is usually better. So they would dive towards the nose. How about that? And they're not roll diving, though. So he takes another hit. So there he goes. So he's got 2 hits, and he would go here in the return box. Technically, he's still sitting out here, so if we ever have to count fighters or whatever, we can. And the whole reason for this is that Buttvargen here is going to go high, because then we can get the sun advantage. So remember, they have to be at different elevations to be able to do the most damage. So the other thing that we get a benefit from is this is fallen, so now this 2 becomes a 1. And that's the one we're going to do next. So this 2 becomes a 1, but this makes it a 2 again. So we're going to do a level 2 attack on the next bomber. And here's a level 2. We're going to take 2 hits, and we do 1 damage to the bomber. So I'm going to draw 2 hit tokens. Three and 7. So we're going to lose some auxiliary pilots here. But we do get 1 hit on the bomber. And remember, everybody has a cannon. So it's either a 10 fuselage or 1 wing damage. I'm going to go for the 10. Yeah, trying to go for the kill here. Okay, so we got 1 damage on him. And then I'm going to use a Schwarm. Let's get another hit in. And we either got a wing or a fuselage. And this is a 2 rudder or 1 wing. I'm going fuselage. And I did 1 damage, or I rolled a 1. That's 2 rudder damage. I'm looking at the sheet. We need 3 rudder damage for it to be a dead plane. Do I want to use the last Schwarm is the next question. Here's my problem. If I down this bomber right here, right now, I got 4 more bombers coming in from the tail, and I don't want to bunch them all up, because then I have to do collision checks. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there, and then we're going to just draw a continuing fire, and we have 2. We are diving. There is no bounce, so we're okay, because there's no escorts. So these guys, this guy also goes with a whole bunch of damage on him. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do Buttvargen, his evasive shot that way. He's coming in low from the oblique. And the threat level is 3. So low, 3, oblique. This, we're not determined, we're evasive. So we're taking a hit. That's where the Rada I saved is going to help us. We're going to cancel the hit. And then I'm going to use a Schwarm to do a hit. So the last Schwarm, I was saving that for him too. So let's get a hit in on this other bomber. And we got 1 turret or an engine. That's a fuselage or a 5 engine. I like that one. And the bomber's down, which this might hurt us a little bit, but anyways, we got a fallen bomber now, And the good news is Buttfargan gets experience for that. He gets 1. So he's up to 4. And the staff gets 1. So the staff is up to 4. And this particular bomber just has an engine damage. It's all he has. And now he's on mission turn 5. So we got 2 bombers that need to be intercepted. Both of them have some, they're going to need some help to be taken down. But this was the idea, like, right, we're going to take down 2 of them. Okay, so the oblique attack, I need to check it again real quick. Well, it came in low 3, it had a progress of 1. And remember we said he was climbing to the other side. So he's going to go over to here, and this is a 0 now. So continuing fire 0, he's not an expert. And there's no bomber in his space anyways. So this is a really nice card. It can be very helpful. But he's evasive, so he will do an evasive return and be there. Okay, last one is this. This is still a 3 because it gets reduced by 1 here, but it gets added to 1 here. And we're going to go ahead and do a 3 nose level. Or tail level, I mean. So 1, 2, 3. We take a hit, we do a hit, and we can ride the tail. So we take a hit, and let's do a hit. And we can do a 3-wing or 2-wing, and they both roll the same, except this will destroy it. That'll, I'm going to go ahead and go with the 3-wing. Because I was banking on I'm not going to get 9 in my roll. So I can ride the tail. So let's do that. I'm already damaged anyways. So here's a level 3. So I do a hit and take a hit. So let's take another hit. Yeah, all my BF-110s are getting damaged, aren't they? So I'm going to be losing all kinds of OP points next round, but we're going for the victory points. That's what you do here. Okay, so here's the 2. We got a fuselage of 1 or a wing of 2. The wing of 2 for sure. That doesn't do anything, but now we're up to 5 wing. He'd actually need 6 wing to be killable, but I'm still fine with it. And there is no progress, so we're going to do continuing fire, and he's in a zone with 3. He's not climbing. He takes another hit. Oh, look at this. We got another one. I forgot about that. So now we're going to do tail 3 level. And look at this, we're taking 2 hits and nothing happens to him. Holy buckets, that's an awful card. And then continuing fire. If diving, we're going to change to evasive mode, and that's exactly what we'll do, and then we take no damage. So this goes to evasive return. Okay, so we have 4 auxiliary fighters, all have massive damage on them. Chances are we're going to have several of these die. But, oh, my dog's barking. 1 second. Okay, sorry. I had to pause there and collecting my thoughts here. So we're going to go in and do another pass. And there's only 2 bombers left. So if I do 2 and 2, like this, what that creates is a situation where I could have some serious collisions. And then I have this situation too, where I'm coming in from the side. But the side ones, I don't have to be worried about collisions anymore. So what does this do? Well, first of all, I would qualify for position. And I would only qualify for swarm if and only if I make these BF-110s all determined. Now, if I make them determined, that means I have to resolve the collision checks. And the collision checks are not necessarily going to be survivable. But the swarm, if we can pull it off and get it, would be worth it. And that would guarantee that we're going to bring these down if I have the swarm. Also, if I survive the collision checks, I would get Rada. So these two are dependent on surviving the collision checks. Now, one thing I can do is I can send these to evasive, like one to evasive each. And then what that would do is I would survive the collision checks just fine, but both of these go away. So that's the trade-off that we're up against. And the other, so this is where it becomes a very gut-wrenching penalty, and how much risk are we willing to take, and how much is the luck going to be on our side. I've drawn so many tokens right now where it said that there was no impact for collisions, but I guarantee you, it just, in my gut's telling me that, anytime that it matters, it's going to hurt me. So if I try to do the collision, things could be so bad that they actually exit the map. So I don't even have them available to help me, pursue bombers or anything like that. Now, the other thing is those evasive fighters, I don't get these bonuses, but they still get to attack. They're just doing it from an evasive perspective. And if you notice, when you switch them to evasive, they don't have the +1 anymore. So this threat level here, no longer gets the +1. So the +1 is only for whenever they're being determined. So what do I do? Well, I'm voting that these aren't worth it. Those 2 hits would be really nice, but I don't think I can do it. And just because I'm curious, let's play it out. So these would be the 2 tokens I would draw. That one, I would have to roll a die, and that one would have ruined our day. That one right there. So we would not have gotten it. We probably would have gotten the Rada, because one of these might have survived. If I rolled the die, I actually would have failed. So I would have had a collision. The plane would have blown up. So I made the right choice by a mile on that one. Okay, so we do get position. Why? Because I'm lazy, and these are supposed to have the level markers underneath them. But these 2 are coming in low. So which ones do we do first? Which ones do we do second? This is a tough choice, because you want Richter and Oblisser to be the ones that down the plane so they get the experience points. But should they do it now, or should they let these guys take a couple shots and then they take their turn? Which one is the better one? I think what we do is we just go wherever the lowest threat is. And right now this is a 3 threat that's reduced by 1. This is a 2 that's reduced by 1. This is a 2 reduced by 1. And this is a 2. So let's do Richter, or we could do this evasive guy first. So let's do the evasive guy first. Tail level, and let's see what happens. Tail level, evasive is a hit. Oh, that's awesome. And remember, he has the cannon. So we have a fuselage and a fuselage. This one could bring it down. That's an elevator. I would take the elevator damage over the other. And I rolled a 5, so that just puts 2 more damage on it. And so he did his job. Now he's going to do continuing fire. We're 2 evasive. Oh, where was he going? He's diving, just like the other ones were. So we're fine. And then the ones coming across are going to climb. So we're going to follow the same rules. Okay, so this guy is more or less done, so we'll put him down here. But he's evasive, so he goes down a little bit lower. And all right, so we have, I gotta put this card away. So now the real question is do I try to do something with him? And my thoughts are no. I'm going to go ahead and go with him. We're determined oblique low with a threat of 1. So determined oblique low with a threat of 1. All that happens is we take a hit. So that's a big stinker right there. Holy cow. Yeah, the oblique attacks aren't really very effective, are they? So I'll use this to cancel the hit. The problem now is that he progresses one space into here, which is now a 2. So we're going to do continuing fire with a 2. And he is climbing, because remember we said we're going to do, if climb or climb rolling towards the position with the sun, which we're climbing towards the position with the sun. Holy cow, that's such a very specific thing. Skip continuing fire. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So that was a little blessing. And so there he is. He's finishing there. So now there's no point in waiting. Let's go ahead and do this. He is going to have a threat level of 2. So he's tail level 2. And tail level 2. We're out of ammo and we're going to hit. So I don't know, was there anybody else that was actually out of ammo? Because if there was, I forgot to put the marker on them. But we're going to put the marker on this guy. And he gets a hit. And remember, it's all cannons all the time. This is our, well, it's not our last chance, but we really need to bring this guy down. So we have a wing that does 4 damage, or a wing that does 2. This one is superior in every way. And I don't get enough roll. But we just did 4 more damage to this guy. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9 total damage. He needs just 1 more to go kaboom. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off. So continuing fire with a 2. We are diving. If diving, change to evasive. And then it's home free. So this guy will go to evasive. And he actually didn't get hit by anything, but he's out of ammo, so that's not going to do us any good. So now we got this situation here where this one has 5 wing damage. We just need him to fall. So I'm going to go ahead and do the oblique one. It's a threat level of 2. Oblique, threat 2. We're determined, so it's just a 1. And then he's going to fly through. Yeah, these oblique attacks aren't very good, are they? They sort of suck. So here we're going to take a hit, and then we got some debris. So we're going to roll a die. It's odd. The fighter is hit. So we get hit twice because of that. So here's hit 1 and hit 2, and they both do not look good. They don't look good at all. So that's a bad situation. Let's do the evasive guy first. It's tail level 2. Tail level 2 evasive is a hit. So we have a fuselage or a fuselage. And I'm going to take this one for 3. And then we do continuing fire. It is a 2. We are diving, so he will take a hit. We're not going into the sun with this one. Or no, I'm sorry, he's evasive. So he does not take a hit. So he makes it through just fine. And then the last guy, tail level 2, determined. Tail level 2 determined. I'm sorry, it's level 3 because he has a +1 right here. And that's a -1. So tail level 3, he's going to take 2 hits, but he does 1 hit himself. So this is like mutual destruction going on here. So he gets 2 hits. He's going to look just like all those other guys. But we do a hit. And we got a fuselage for 1 or a wing for 3. And this is going to do it. So we're going to do the wing for 3. And we can roll to see if he... Oh, look at that. He's actually going down. So that happens before this happens. Because this would have been 3, 6, 9, that's 10 damage. But we do the catastrophic effect first. So this guy he's a kablooey. He's more than kablooied, but he's going down, and we're going to have to chase him. So I'll put a white plane on him because he can be chased after by somebody with no ammo. So we got 3 guys that are down, and the white one, of course, is our kablooey, and we have a med alert. It's fallen and it can't get up, so it gives us another experience for the staff. Of course, this is an auxiliary pilot, so we don't get any experience for the pilot. And he's determined, which is here. So he's going to, or no, he's at 3. Well, no, he's now at 2 because it changed because of this. So he's now at 2, so he's taking another hit, and then we're going to roll. And of course, I roll an odd every single time I get this card. So he's taking 2 more hits. And there we go. This fighter has 4 hits on him. And look how bad this situation is. That's okay, well, you know, we're getting into the thick and dirty. I want to make sure real quick that I know exactly what happens when an auxiliary dies. Are we losing staff experience, or are we just losing OP? So I'm going to look that up real quick. Okay, so I found the section. It's page 59 of the Storm rulebook. So you're going to lose 1 OP in the next mission for every auxiliary fighter destroyed. And then that, I think, is what I always played. But it says here under experience points, for each auxiliary fighter destroyed, you also lose an EP. So the staff, and this is a staff experience. So we do lose staff experience for every auxiliary that's destroyed. So, you know, I'm being really reckless. I sent all of these auxiliaries out to die, and that could backfire quite a bit on me here. But I'm getting victory points. So is that really a backfire or not? I mean, that's something, you know, we can debate about. But okay, here we go. Mission turn 6. We only have 2 turns left, so there's not a lot of turns. There's no movement to be done. These 3 can return, but they're only returning to this box because they were in the evasive mode. Okay, this one is returning up to here, and this is the only one that returns to the map. Okay, then we are going to have to do recovery, which this is going to take a while. But before I forget, let's do cohesion. And I rolled a 2, so the whole element is now a -1. So this fighter is in trouble, or this bomber, I mean. But let's start our recovery. So I'm going to grab this guy up here in this return box. And we have a cockpit and a fuselage. Cockpit's better than fuselage, so I'm going to roll that first. The red is first, black is second. I passed the cockpit, but I failed the fuselage. So Obliser is going into the fuselage box. That's not good. Okay, this one is in the evasive return. And we have an engine and a cockpit. So I will do it in that order. I failed both, but so he's going into the engine. So that one goes to engine. And we're just going to keep going down the Chicago line here. Yep, I'll do it in that order. Red first. Red passed. This one failed, so he's going into cockpit. Next one. Elevator and wing. I will do it in that order. The wing passed, the elevator failed. If I would have done it the other way, he would have actually gone home. So that hurts. This one, 4, 7, and 4. I'll do it in this order. So we're going to roll the 2 4s first. Okay, we passed those. And now we got to get past the 7. And we didn't. So he's got a rudder issue. We're just 100% getting shot out of the sky here. Fuel, wing, and fuselage. Well, we're going to roll for fuselage and then the wing. So let's do that. And we passed, failed the wing. So every single one that got damaged ended up on the block. Let's look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters on the chopping block. These guys are in the return box. We have one that's ready to do something. So we go to mission turn 7. And I can go out for action. And I think I have to because I want to... We got 3 bombers that are waiting to be intercepted. So I'm going to go ahead and intercept with Richter. I could try to attack him, I guess. But that could just end up resulting in another bomber we got to go intercept. Although, actually, now's the time to do that. Oh, gosh. The problem I have is I'm coming in oblique. So there's a real high chance I'm not even going to hit the guy if I'm coming in oblique. But here we go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that are going to be available next round. So I can intercept everybody if I have to. Okay, I guess that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in oblique and just hope and pray that we can bring this guy down. If we do bring him down, gosh, he's still fighting. He's not a guaranteed kill. The cohesion check could bring him down, but we don't know. All right, I'll try. Everybody else is returning, so these go up, and he goes up. And so we're going oblique high, and the threat level is a 1, and we're coming out of the sun, and I'm going to go determined. So oblique high, threat level 1. We lose our ammo, but we do hit, and that's perfect. That's all we were looking for, is to get one more hit on this guy. And so here we go. We got a fuselage and a wing. The fuselage would do 1 damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 damage is all it takes to destroy him. This, if I roll a 9, we destroy him. And that is 6, and that destroys him. You know what? We'll just do this for style points. And I didn't roll the 9, but we still got him anyways. So this one's blown up. He has a 10. So this worked out perfectly. We got ourselves a destroyed bomber. Like that. And that means Richter gets 2 experience points. So he's up to 3. The Staffel gets 2. They're up to 7. They just negated one of the negative 7s. And we got 2 victory points for that. So we're up to 4 for this mission. Now, I do have to return continuing fire, but just so you notice, we're at a threat level of 0. So I am doing determined. Oh, gosh, I didn't say what I was going to do. I got to look at the card. I think we had a progress of 1. It was 2. So I'm like way over here. I didn't say what we were going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the hit. That hurts. It's a 3. I'm going to go ahead and just resolve that right now. There we go. So luckily, nothing happens to him. He's out of the mission. I mean, technically he's in the return box, but there's no more turns left in the game. There's no bombers left to even hit. So we move to the final turn of the game, and I have 4 bombers here that are all going to go into the box. Now, I know I have them in a pile, which would indicate that they're all one group, but they're not going to be all one group. This no ammo guy is going to be his own group going up against this, and then I'm going to have 2 of the fighters, you know, go after this one, and maybe 1 go after that one, or something like that, okay? That's what we're going to do. And let's see if we can knock these out. So let's clear up the board. This part is done. So this is an interesting concept. Map 1 is easy, but we just got a lot of bombers that were shot down, or a lot of, I keep saying bombers. A lot of fighters were shot down, so it's not that easy. let's move this a little bit out of the way. Let's get this out. All right, so to do intercept, I have to roll, okay? And if I roll a 1, then they fail to intercept. So what I'm gonna do is if I just spend 1, 2, 3 tactical points, then I just made all 3 of them guaranteed to intercept because I spent a tactical point to close the gap. So let's start with this guy. This guy, this is a done deal. The wings are 8 damage. So all I had to do was intercept him. He's destroyed. I don't even need any tactical points. This is just a guarantee kill. And that's what we got. He is a BF 110. He makes it home for another day, which is great. But we don't get experience points for him, but we do get the staff points. So we are now up to 9, and we are up to 6 victory points. So that's really good. Now we're going to go after this guy who has an engine that gives us 2 tactical points. And we have 2 fighters that are here. Buttfargen is a named one. So we could get some nice experience points there. And we have 6 tactical points. And I'm going to give them 1, 2. So 2 more. So we're going to go up to 4. I'm thinking about this. Hold on. I'm going to give them 1 more for 5. Okay, so that leaves us 3 tactical points for the last interception. All right, so now we're going to roll for the engine. It needed a 10. And now, yes, these guys can do their attacks. This is going to add +1, or I can put them as evasive if I wanted. That's what the part that makes this a little interesting. Where's the sun? The sun is not there because it says 1 to 5 here. So do I do high TP? Because remember, the first pass is a free pass. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a high TP. Go ahead and do that. And I'm going to have the BF 110 go first. So we're going to do nose high. The BF 110 makes it a 1 instead of a 0. And so he hits, and actually nothing happens to him. So that was actually pretty sweet. And 1 second, I have a potential discard issue over here. Okay, cleaned up. So he gets 1 hit. And remember, everybody has cannons. So we got a fuselage. Actually, we flip it over. So I can do 1 elevator damage or another engine. I'll do another engine, which gives us 3 more of these. And then we roll, and I rolled a 5, so that's not a kill. And so this bomber returns, and now Buttfargen goes in, and he's a high, and it's a 0. Yeah, the last one was a high 1. Yeah, he was a high 1. This is a high 0. So we just lost our ammo. So it's now or never to get the kill. But we do get a hit. And that part is the good part. And the other good part is we have you know what? I drew a tail. I'm sorry, that was a tail attack. So let me put that back in. I need a nose attack. So a nose 0 is a nothing burger. So we didn't get anything. Dang it. All right, so he goes to the return box, and now we got to decide what we're going to do. This is a threat level of 2. So that's a potential issue. And the BF 110 adds 1 if he goes in determined. So what I think I'm going to do, since I have so many TP points, I'm going to go 2 TP for him. And then this one, I'm going to go, should I go high tail or just regular tail? I'll go level tail for 1. And Buttfargen will go first. So we're going to do level tail Buttfargen. So it is a threat level of 2. So we're here. So we're going to take a hit, do a hit, and ride the tail. So let's take the hit. It is a 7 wing. That's not good. Let's do a hit. So we can do a 3 rudder, which is a kill. I don't even know if I need to grab the next one. A 2 wing. So this 3 rudder is a kill. So I'm going to take that, and bomber's done. I'm not going to ride the tail, of course, because of that. But I do believe I have to at least do the, because everything's simultaneous. So this one would have been a 1. Nose, well, it's nose level, right? So nose level 1, so he would take a hit as well. I'm pretty sure that's how that would play out. And yes, we got to resolve these right now. So this is an engine 3. Oh gosh, he failed. So BF-110 gets an engine damage. And then this one is a wing 7, and we're in trouble with Buttfargen, and we could lose him forever. Because this is really not Buttfargen, it's actually Peter. I just keep forgetting his real name. But we got the kill, and Buttfargen got the kill. Or Peter, if you will. And I'll let you see what I'm writing here, but we're at 10, 11 experience points, right? We got 2 more victory points. So this was a grand total of 4, and this one was a grand total of 8. So we're at 12 victory points right now at the end of mission 2. Now, this number here is going to change, because I guarantee you not all those fighters are coming home. We want our pilots to come home, the ones that are named. And then the Buttfargen thing, he gets 2 experience points, so we actually got a skill. And so the skill I'm going to give him is luck. So if he could somehow make it home, he'll have the luck skill. But I don't know if that's going to be possible, because these are some pretty tough rolls. They always are. All right, so let's start. We'll just go from the bottom up. Oh, no. Hold on, we're not even done. We got another one. Jesus, I'm totally spacing out. We got this guy right here. And I'm going to spend the final 3 TP on him. We have a BF-110 chasing him down. He has an engine damage and a fuselage. So let's roll for the engine. We're going to come in nose high. It's a threat level of 1. Nothing happens. Come back to here, and then we'll go tail level, and that's going to be a threat level of 3. So 1, 2, 3. We take a hit, but we get rudder. We get to ride the tail. So I'm going to ride the tail. Try again. Oh, where's the sun? The sun is at 10, so the sun's right here. So 1, 2, 3. We take 2 more hits, and then we do a hit, and we ride the tail. So 2 more hits for us. We'll resolve all that later. And we do a hit on him, though. So here's the 2 hits. So this is a cockpit hit, which is 3. Now, you might be wondering, okay, why does this say 3 when there's no number here? Remember, the fuselage adds them all. So this would be 3 plus 2. The only thing fuselage doesn't add is the engine and wing. So that would count towards the cockpit. And anytime you get a cockpit damage, there's a 50%, actually, it's 5 through 10, so that's what, a 60% chance that he's out. Because only a 1 through 4, he survives. Or we can do 2 wing damage. Which of the 2 do we want to do? I would need to roll a 9 or a 10 on this one. So I'm actually going to take that one. And let's, oh, come on. So he survives. I can ride the tail, so I'm going to do it again. Let's just keep destroying ourselves. So now I have no ammo, and I take 1 more hit, but I get 1 more hit. So this guy's not surviving. That's for sure. But we're going to go ahead and mix him up a little bit, and draw 2 more. 1 and 2. I have 3 in my hand. Okay, here we go. We got a wing of 3 or a gunner of 1. That's not good. So there is no such thing as, okay, let's add up to 10. I mean, now it's an 8. So the gunner of 1 would reduce the threat level by 1, which is fine, but we're out of ammo. So 3, 4, 5, 6 is not enough. The wing of 3 is also not enough, but we have a snowball's chance of rolling a 9 or a 10, and that's what we got to do. And there it is. There's the 10. Oh my gosh. So sometimes the luck goes your way, right? So we got the kill with all this damage, and this BF-110 doesn't stand a chance at going home. But let's start with the engine 9. I rolled a 10. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're going to do the 2 wing 3s. And I rolled a 2. Come on. This was our chance. We were going home. Look at this last one. Yep, I rolled a 6. We were going home. And we got an engine 3, so he goes on the engine chopping block. But that means that the staff gets 2 more experience. So that puts them up to 12. And we get 2 more victory points, which means we actually got 10 victory points for that mission. So we're at 14 victory points for the season. And just to remind you, we need 20 for a win. So this is the difference what inbound missions are, right? Like if you can get enough staff experience built up and then you go, inbound mission, get 2 victory points per kill, you see how quickly it adds up. I mean, we still have 4 more missions to go and we're only, we're at 14. So we're at 6 victory points away from getting a victory. Now, it's not a campaign victory, but it's a season victory. Now, if I can get this number to 40, then we get a double victory. Now, that is a bit of a challenge because we would need to have every season, every mission be like this. We only have 6 missions. When you start to get into 10 missions, the 10 mission ones, that gets a little bit easier to do because you have more chances. But I'm going to lose so many experience points here and OP points that I may not even be able to do the next mission. I mean, look at all this. I think 7 of the 8 BF-110s that I hired are in the chopping block right now. 7 of the 8. Only 1 of them came home untouched. All right, so I think at least half of these are going to come home, but I still think we're in trouble. All right, so let's start with Mr. Rudder here. It is a BF-110, so he goes into this column. And I'm going to roll. And you see I rolled a 4. He crashes. So as long as he doesn't die, we're okay. And I rolled a 5. He actually survives. So there's no victory points or experience points for him. But this means that no penalty either. So he goes home, and it's as if nothing happened. So always happy to take that. The rudder is actually not a bad deal. The elevator is also a pretty generous one. So let's try this. Of course, rolling a 2 stinks. And then he crashed. And I rolled a 2 again. It was looking like it was going to be just fine. So this one died. So that's a penalty. I'm going to just put that right there. We got 1 penalty. Now we got a name guy, Buttfargan. And this is going to be a permadeath. And we don't want a permadeath. So Buttfargan needs a 7 to 10 to land, so let's get it. Oh, he got a 10. So he lands, and not only does he land, but he gets an experience point to boot. So he's an expert now, just like Schmidt is. So we got 2 experts on the BF-109 category, and I'm just reaching down because I need to give him another. And it's Peter, by the way, not Buttfargan, but we're going to call him Buttfargan because that's what's written on his thing. And he's up to 2 experience now. All right. And I'll be honest, name pilots coming home is more important than the BF-110s. I don't care about the auxiliaries as much. I mean, yeah, they hurt us, but not as much as the name pilots do. Okay, so this BF-110, here we go. I got an 8. And right here, BF-110, 7 to 10, he lands. So this one goes home. So we got 3 of the 8 are home now. We got another named pilot. We need him to come home. 7 to 10, we'll get it done. And there's another 10. Yes. I cannot express how joyful that is to see. All right, so we are up to 4 experience for Oblisser, and he makes it home. This is turning out to be a good day. I don't care if I lose all these BF-110s now. This is a very good day. So now we're on cockpit. And, oh, that was a bad roll. I said I don't care, but it's still a bad roll. He goes on fire, which means he's doing this. There's a 70% chance of dying, and he dies. So that one's destroyed. And now we got the engine. I rolled a 5. A 5 is a crash, but we do the top row. And I rolled an 8, and he lands successfully. All right. So now we got 2 more BF-110s. So let's roll 2 dice. The red one will be for this one. And I rolled an 8 and a 2. So this one survives. This one is a fire, which means we do this row at the top. And I rolled a 10, so both of these land safely. So after all is said and done, I have only 2 casualties. So I'm going to lose 2 OP, and I lose 2 experience points. So let's take care of that. This is a minus 14 here, right? And this is a 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to go ahead and just cross. This actually turns into an 11. So all of this gets crossed out. And this is all turning into minus 14 plus 11. So it's a minus 3. So minus 3 for the day. And that was a minus 7 plus 5. So that's what it's looking like. So we have 26, that's a 24, and now we're at 21. So I'm going to just write it down over here, 21 EP, and then cross there. So that's our total. And then I'm also going to write over here minus 2 OP for next mission. Okay, so now we know we're going to have to pay 2 OP. So basically, we borrowed these fighters, and Goring's mad at us because some of them didn't make it home, so we don't have as much influence to get them. He's not going to give us as many next time. So, stinker do. We just scored 10 victory points, Goring. All right. I would say that this was a successful mission. Now, here's one thing I will give credit to the vector map for. I know I poo-pooed it last video. The maximum VP you could have gotten on this map was 8. And we're sitting here with 10. And had some of the chips gone our way, we were going to get 14. Remember, 2 of the bombers got away from us. So I could have gotten 14 on a map that only normally gives you 8. So the vector map, if you roll well, could lead to some nice cash and prizes. But I'm telling you, if you don't roll well, then you're getting intercepted, and that's not good at all. It could really ruin your day too. But very happy. 14. I'm gonna write it down here. 14 VP at the end of 2 missions. So we're gonna go ahead and do mission 3 in the next video, and obviously this part doesn't change. It's the 43 early, and we're Germany North, and of course we'll have to roll to see what map and all that stuff, but we are at a very good spot right now with 21 EP. That means I have enough to change 3 factors. I may not want to do that this next turn because sometimes you want to have a rest mission where you pay your OPs and just don't make a lot of waves. And then you hit it hard the next mission after that. That's sort of like what you want to do. 2 OPs is not the worst in the world to lose, but this last mission I would have to deal with 2 less something. So, I guess I could have dealt with less cannons or something, but as you can see, the cannons were really good. So once you got a hit with a cannon, having a cannon made that hit a lot more powerful. Even when you were on the map, it was a lot more powerful. So I think you're finding that, or I hope you're seeing that once you get to 1943, the game sort of opens up a little bit, and the options get a little bit better, and you actually have some better mitigation against some of the bad dice rolls. 1942, in my opinion, is all about just surviving. Once you get to 43 mid and you get rockets, then the game just opens up big time. Because to me, rockets they're magical. They're very magical. But anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.